Howdy, y'all. Welcome to the second episode of MoonTalks. Right now, I'm with Justin Lorencez.
Hello.
How are you today, man?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I appreciate that you came today, bro.
Yeah.
So, let's start with the first questions. Tell the people a little bit about you.
Oh no, yeah. Let's see. I'm from Laredo, but I wish to be from somewhere else. Nah, I'm kidding. It's just weird, right?
956, pa.
I know, but we got Trump supporters up in there. So, I'm getting controversial. I don't mean to get controversial, but I like music a lot. Pretty active person. I like my friends, my family. I love life and what it brings. So I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm living.
Puro good vibes.
Somewhat.
Puro good vibes.
Puro good vibes.
Of course,
especially
bro.
in this pandemic, you need them the most right now, bro.
The last pandemic was 100 years ago. So the
Like
people from that time, lots of them are dead already.
Yeah, that's crazy. And it's just getting worse. We thought it was getting better. It's just getting
No,
worse.
no.
by the day. It's getting
Especially here in the US.
I know. We did not know how to do anything about it. It's crazy. All these other countries were like, all right, this is what we have to do, and this is why, and they did it.
Yeah, they did. But
And we're
over
all
here,
like at the beach, like, eh.
Fuck. All right, let's move on. How you knew you wanted to dedicate to music?
Music's been like around me my entire life. Whether it was when I was like still skating, because I started skating when I was a little kid, but I couldn't skate if I didn't hear music.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't skate if there wasn't anything in my ears that I was listening to, right? So, I mean, it's been all around me until one day I just woke up and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna learn every instrument that I can.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. With which one you started?
At what age?
No, like with which
Which did
instrument?
they start?
Yeah.
I forgot. I think it was a little bit of guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh, my friend had a drum set. Oh, my bassist and guitarist, they had a drum set in their old house. And I was like, hey, that looks fun to hit.
Of course.
And I was like, nah, borrow the guitar. I threw it, not literally right, because the guitar,
Yeah, of
I love
course.
guitars.
Just let it there.
And then I got behind the drum set, and I was just like, and
Like
then,
whatever to
yeah, like
fail.
whatever. Yeah, for real. And then I started listening to music that I really like to focus on instruments, right? In those particular songs, I guess. And one of those songs was "Fade to Black" by Metallica. Literally, I was just playing it right now. Yeah, Metallica made me realize that I love music. Like, I loved it to the very bottom of my core. That it made me play instruments. I was like, I needed to know what they're playing.
Yeah.
I want to play it too. So I was like, alright, now I was like, and then I got the bass. The bass was like, this is like this groovy, but not really like what I wanted to.
You
play.
weren't into it.
I wasn't that into it. I knew how to play it, but I wasn't
course.
into it. And then piano. Piano's like the best thing ever because it branches out to synthesizers and like just like you can play drums in MIDI keyboards and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So you can do anything with pianos. So it was just one day. Like I just woke up and I was like, I'm gonna learn all the instruments. Heck,
That's nice. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
How you met the guys of your band? Like, yeah, how you started the band? How you met them before the band? Or?
Well, I just mentioned my guitarist and my bassist. We basically, I met them in middle school because we're all kind of separated in years. Seabass, my bassist, is kind of in the same age as me. He's 21 now, but he just turned 21, and I'm barely gonna turn 21. So, Seabass and Adrian's at school. Liam, which is my drummer, I would see him when I was like super little. He would go to the park to skate.
Yeah.
So I would see him at the skate park. Well, I used to be also in a band with Memo.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess like we're still in that band. We just haven't released anything. Him at school. That's where I met him. and that's where we started.
You were just like, yo, let's make music.
Yeah, in high school, the LSP Sound Club.
Okay.
That was where we started. We were like, let's just make a band, and that's how we started. And later on, yeah, we got Taul in with the shaggy hair.
Yeah.
He's a real musician. Like that guy's a real musician. And
Is that Sol?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sol. And that's everything else is history, you know. But that's how we started. That's how we got together in high school.
Nice. Like good bands mostly start in high school, middle school.
Yeah.
Have you got fights, or how bad
Like
were they, if you had some?
Like what do you mean fights?
Yeah, like just start arguing because a song or whatever, or because you're practicing and somebody's not in the mood and you start like yelling to each other.
We've had a couple of like little arguments here and there, or like little shout outs, like, you know, to each other while we're practicing. And we actually have this
Story time.
we have this one video, bro. I want to show it to you after, or you can. I don't know if you can put it, but I wish you could put it. I can send it to you. I don't know, but it's a video. It's Adrian, right? And we're covering a song, right? And he wants to play the song as it is. I think so. And we wanted to lower down the tuning of the guitarist or something like that. It was a way around.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I just want to play it like how it is. And then we're just like, shut up, Adrian, and like all of this, and we're bullying him, dude. We're like bullying him, you know, like it's like all of the band versus him. Mm-hmm. But that's like the most. We only remember that one because we filmed it. Like someone was recording it, you know. But that's like the most that we remember. Other than that, we're really close to each other, so that helps us like
to communicate
faster, quicker, and get over problems easier, you know. So
that's nice.
Yes.
The importance of communication.
Yes.
That's why I'm studying that. Without communications, there's no civilizations.
Okay.
How Full for You, Born. I see that the numbers for that song is like the one with more.
Fucking hateful for you. I hate it.
What you mean?
Nah, I'm kidding. I don't know. Bro, that song, because you know how like some songs that you make, they're inspired by like different parts of your life, or maybe like, oh, you fell in love, maybe you felt heartbreak, or something happened to your family member.
Just a tough time. Or
something like that. Yeah, and I realized that I went through kind of like my songs and my discography or whatever, and I never really had like that pleasant song that people could listen to at all times with any emotion coming into it, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just gonna make this song, you know? And recently it was kind of like when I fell out of like this relationship, and I was trying to get into like, I was trying to be open with someone new, and well, this person made me feel like I was like worth it and I could like do things, you know. So I remember that song revolved around that emotion, like just being like
a fool for you.
Exactly. You know, and everyone at some point, bro, everyone is just like that type of person for someone else.
Yeah, of course.
It's inevitable. Like it just happens. And that's okay. That's a good sign that you're alive and that you feel things. Yeah. So I don't know if when people listen to my discography, it's everything's so sad. Like everything's so sad, and then there's Food for You. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, like it's not even him. Like it's just like a song that he made up, you know. And it practically is. It's a song I just like I felt good about. And I was like, I mean, let me make this one song. And it sounds like a Guitar Hero song, bro. It sounds like you can play it. Like you can play it in Guitar Hero.
Yes.
Because I wanted to make it fun. I wanted to make it, you know, like it's good emotions, good vibes, good feelings. And the feeling was so strong that I felt so good about it. And I made the song. And it so happened to be, you know, like people liked it a lot. And people were singing it at shows. And
were you expecting that when you released it?
No, dude. When I was making it, I was like, why am I making this? Like this is not me, because I'm a very kind of like emotional person. Like I can't just pretend that this song embodies me, you know, because it's not. Like I'm a little complicated, but I was like not gonna finish it at all. I was like, nah, I don't wanna finish this.
What made you like think about like?
I
started it. I wanna finish it.
I think it was the simplicity of the lyrics, how easily they came to me, and I was like, why they came super easy. Like I did not. It was nothing like hard for me just to kind of like say lyrics for that song. So I was like, hell yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna finish it and put it out. Fuck, I don't want to
Let's
see it.
What's up.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna finish it, I'll put it out. I don't want to see it. And people liked it, and people were like, well, this is not you, but it's still cool, you know. And I was like, thank you, yeah. And people liked it. And everything else is, you know, set in stone. So.
That's awesome. I mean,
for you, stands.
Beto literally just said, get justice on you pants, because that bitch always wearing the same damn pants.
What? These are different ones. Oh wait, no, yeah, these are the same.
All right. Going back a little with the questions, how was the change from metal to indie? Because I know that you started with like heavy songs, and then when I realized that you were throwing these indie chill songs, so why you decided that?
Well, when we started the band back in high school, we liked like all these like alternative bands that had heavy songs and had also like really emotional, you know, guitar parts, and not that heavy, but we did like our heavy bands. So I like that. Like I liked all of that because the guitar sounded super cool, and there was these different sounds I didn't know about. But you can't be mad all the time.
Yeah, of course.
You know, metal's all like, oh, I'm like, oh, F everything else. It's just me against the world. Blah, blah, blah. Which is true. At some extent, you can't feel like that all the time. Like, if you feel like that all the time, you need to go to therapy.
Yeah.
You know, like, you just need to do something about it, because that's not... I feel like, to me, it's not... It doesn't let you grow as a person, emotionally and mentally. Yeah, exactly. So... as soon as we started the band and we started playing our own shows and we started practicing, that's when I started my solo project, where I already kind of knew that I wasn't going to be mad all the time. Like, I'm very sentimental. Like, I'm not going to be like, but even though the songs were heavy and sentimental, I wanted to still make my own little solo project with my softer sound, you know? And that's how it started. I knew I wasn't an emotional person. I knew that I didn't want to play these heavy songs all the time, you know. And then later on, it's just like you kind of grow out of it, you know. You still like that music, but what I'm making or what we're making now, it's like it evolves, you know. You have to do that, bro. You have to
with the flow.
Yeah, you have to evolve. Like at some point, like everything has a cycle, everything ends. Start new, and that's what happened.
Yeah, I remember this show before quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
You were performing with the metal band, and I remember a lot of people were there.
Yeah. Because
they thought you were gonna play the other songs.
Yes.
And then when you started playing, everybody was like, "What? Like, what's going on here?"
Yeah.
So at certain point, you told Sivas, I guess, to get up and play full for you at least. So you played that one, everybody was like, ah.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that show. I don't know if it was this year before quarantine or in December.
It was this year before quarantine. It was our last show, I think.
Yes.
It was our last show before I left to Austin. Yeah, because I didn't want to play it was like the last show. The only reason why we played the heavy songs as Betterment was because like I knew they wanted to play those songs.
Yeah.
Because that we grew up with that band Betterment, so I wasn't gonna be like, oh, let's play all my songs, you know.
Yes.
Like I can't do that. But then I was like, Full For You was fun to play. Like, fuck it, let's play it, you know. So that's what happened. But yeah, that show was crazy. I love that show.
What difference will you tell that is between Justin Lorencez and Let Love?
Well, my solo project is just like entirely me. I make everything.
And you tell them like what to play?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm very lucky because they would be like, they'd be down for it, and I'm just like, thank you. You know, like I don't know, man. I love them because they'll be like, yes, as long as like, you know, we get to play something, I guess, you know. But and That Love is a collection of all our ideas. For example, like if Sivas is writing something right with a bass, I'll be like, record it. So I will do something with the synths.
Yeah.
Adrian, do something with the guitar, right? And that's to the point that we want to get, but it's been really difficult with the whole quarantine stuff and the virus, that it's just really hard to get everyone together, you know? And being that like leader, like the leadership is twice as hard now, because now I have to deal with like, I have to be good and pretend that like, okay, let's do this and that and that.
That you're always in the good mood.
Yeah, like, you know, like I have to do things and I have to do this and that and I have to tell them, and I don't want to tell them, like, you know, I don't want to like. Sometimes I wake up not wanting to do anything, you know, we're human, but that's what Let Love is. It's just a collection of like all our ideas into one. We make a song that maybe Saul made almost entirely by himself, and we just kind of like add instruments or whatever. Maybe some vocals for me, vocals for Saul. I don't know, but I just know that the album that we're gonna come out with, we said like F genres, you know.
Oh, nice.
F genres.
Stay tuned, y'all.
Yes, it's gonna be dope. And yeah, that's what it is. A lot of difference between me and Let Love.
That's great. I always have that question, so
yes.
It was good. What's the process for a song? Do you start with the music, or do you start with the lyrics, or it depends?
I start like that. I start like, I'm like, oh, that's crazy. It depends, honestly. Sometimes I feel like I make something in the guitar, like an acoustic. I'll be like, oh, I like this, and then I'll get my electric guitar and kind of like record it into the software. And if I like it, I'll keep adding more and more and more and more. And then I start to do some lyrics, like some rhyming, some melodies. And then I start to add bass, synths, percussion, drums, other sounds and effects, right? But sometimes I can be like tapping or like making just a drum beat, like on the somewhere, right? And I'll start thinking something that is kind of catchy, just ignore it. And I'll incorporate that into instruments. You know, I'll be like, oh, I was doing like, and I'll be like in the guitar trying to do that, like,
yes.
You know, and then that's basically it. It's always like a super, for me at least, because, you know, some people are like, well, this is what I do, like step by step by step. And for me, I'm very like scattered brain. You know, I don't have any like first, second, third, fourth.
Yes.
So that's what I like. That's why I love music, because it doesn't give me rules. You know, it just tells me like, oh, do something, like make something, and I'll be like, okay, yeah. It doesn't matter how I start. I'm always gonna finish it. That's how I am.
That's a goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Well, can you pass me my water, please? Thank you, bro. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, cameraman.
Disrespect.
Right, talk about your last release.
Oh, well, what about does upcoming release count? No, right?
No.
What was my last release?
Fucking bitch.
Oh, Let Love was the last release, I think.
Yes.
The EP. I wrote those lyrics in Austin. Oh my god, bro. It was, like, Austin's amazing, right? But then, like, Corona was hitting.
Mm-hmm.
I felt lost. I felt like I couldn't really, like, do anything. And I was like filled with like a lot of like tension, and I started writing like a lot. And those songs came out like boom, like nothing. I even made some other songs that I haven't put out yet.
Mm-hmm.
But those came out super clean, and I was amazed by them. I was like, okay, as soon as I go back to Laredo, I'm gonna set up everything and I'm gonna record them as best as I can. And honestly, to this day, like to me, I'm really proud of those songs because the production in them is like amazing. For me, I give myself a little bit pat on the back because I really never do.
Yeah.
So when I do, I know it's real. Like I know it's like, okay, I really tried and like, you know, perfect what I wanted to, even though it's not perfect. But that's how I did it, and I just put that little stepping stone for the band. I knew the album, I wanted it to be everyone's.
Yes.
Everyone incorporates into the album.
And what about like your fans, to say so, your fandom, the people that listen to you,
mm-hmm.
how they accept Let Love as a band and not just in Lorencez? They were okay with it, or they were like asking questions, what's up with your music?
Yeah, at first some people were like, oh, like what's this? I'm like, is it still you, or like, you know? And I was like, no, like this is like for me, because we had the Betterment band, which is like the heavy metal.
Yes.
Right? I wanted Let Love to be kind of like the other side of the coin for Betterment, you know, with Saul in it, with Soul in it, because
yes.
he was never in Betterment. He's in Let Love, but I wanted just to be like an evolution, It was just like everyone's in it, you know.
Yes.
And that's what I would tell people. I'd be like, no, this is like an actual band. Like, it's not just me, you know.
Okay.
Not just a single producer and whatever. So yeah, I put the first EP, which is the most recent release, I put it out for the band. Like it was like, this is kind of gonna be our sound, not really, but kinda in a way. You know, it's gonna have a lot of like sounds, and it's gonna be super weird and super like they can get like, yeah, exactly. So you know, that's what I put for the band. But yeah, everything else, like I said, is gonna be entirely together.
Who's your role model or like favorite band, like the one that you got inspiration of?
The album Mindless. Just like anyone else, there's too many. You know, we can all relate to that, to knowing that there's too many people that we can look up to. Main artist. Well, Metallica got me into playing music. He literally, like, Metallica got me into pretending I was in a show in my room, because that's how I started. That's how I practiced to perform, even though.
When you imagine like all the people listening to you screaming your name and your songs.
Like, no, I just pretended that people were there to listen to me.
Yes. It's okay. Just click it again. If I'm talking and I don't come up in the video, just put a picture of me. That's what I did with you when the camera stopped. No. How you were imagining people listening to you in your room.
Oh yes, before I even got any shows, before my band and I got any shows, I pretended that I was on a stage in my room and I was playing these Metallica songs, pretending that I was like on a big stage and people were like listening to my band and everything, right? But damn, I forgot what was the question?
Your role model or your favorite
band?
Oh
yeah, well, Metallica initially made me move out of my bed and like, let's do something. Then my creative juices kind of flowed. They flowed a little bit more when I hit high school, and I was listening to like these alternative bands like Citizen, Basement, Title Fight. Low key it was like my guilty pleasure, but I always loved dance music.
Okay.
And house music. Oh my god, so good. But there's too many songs and too many artists, too very little artists that I didn't remember their names. I just love the sound of house music. When I hit a certain spot in creating music and producing music, that's when bands like the Japanese House and the 1975, which is literally my favorite band, that's when like I hit like, oh okay, these are the bands that I know ignite like, I don't know, to just like the force of creation within like a person. I know this is like why I make music. It's because they make music. Yes. You know,
they influenced you.
Exactly. I knew if they didn't exist, I wouldn't be able to make music the way I do, and that goes for everyone who makes music. It's like there's no one's gonna be original. As long as you try to be original, that's okay. Yeah. That's what sets the boundary. But if you copy a sound and you know it's like not original, then that's where you kind of
don't really feel good.
Exactly. Exactly. You're not putting yourself into it. But yeah, dude, the 1975. Like every time I hear them, I'm like, I want to make a song. Yeah. You know, I want to just get in
there. So no 1975, no Metallica, no Justin Lorencez.
No.
Okay. Have you watched this movie?
You know Deftones?
Huh?
Do you know Deftones? The band Deftones?
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro.
Have you watched this movie that's called Yesterday?
Yesterday?
Yeah, about the Beatles.
Yeah, I didn't see
when the Beatles disappear, a lot of bands disappear also because no Beatles, no chingos of bands.
You see?
It's like the same thing.
I never saw the movie, but I just knew this guy remembered the Beatles, right?
Yes.
And everyone was like, "Who's the Beatles?"
He was the only one who remembered the Beatles, and he became.
I don't. Never.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it.
What are your future plans and releases?
Right now, for my solo stuff, for my Justin Lorencez stuff, October 20th.
Ooh, coming soon.
It's gonna be so it's gonna be my birthday the 15th, and then 5 days after, it's gonna be the release. EP, another EP, just make an album. An EP called A Place and Time. So that's gonna be the most recent one. The most recent release is gonna be Justin Lorence's release. The grand scheme is gonna be the Let Love album. That's the one that we're still working on. We've been working on forever. That's the most recent release, in place in time.
Great.
Yep.
So for the one that it's coming up on October 20th, I hope I post this podcast by that time before. If it's after, go listen to it right now. If it's before, wait for the 20th.
Yes, please.
Any tip you want to give to beginners?
What do you think, Paul?
This is your fucking interview.
By the way, Paul is right here.
It's que Paul thinks he knows it all, dude.
Paul, come say hi.
He tells me what to do.
Hello.
No. People who do you mean like people who pick up an instrument or start producing?
People
anything?
that are already playing music but just by themselves and they wanted to go like
well
out of the musician closet to say something.
Yeah. I've never heard that one. That's pretty cool.
It was
That's pretty good. It was something that I wish it was told to me because most of my friends they weren't really like searching for. Oh, they didn't make it seem they wanted to do music. It was just like, yeah, I guess I'll play, you know. But my parents, I know my dad just DJ'd like when I wasn't even alive yet. Like he would DJ, yeah.
Nice.
So maybe I don't know if I got it from him, but I wish people would tell me like for beginners or whatever. When I was starting, it was like just do whatever you feel like you want to do. You can't have people telling you like, yeah, dude, you should do this and that. Because I was doing that and that, you know.
Yeah.
Like that's bro. This is a new generation. This is not. You can't tell people what to do because. Newsflash, they're not you. You know. But a lot of people carry that into this generation. It's like, oh yeah, like my parents did that, so I'm doing that. So I should tell people that they should do that. You know. For beginners, I just think, or people who like music and they feel like really kind of creating, you know, and like sitting down on the computer for hours, and people don't know that stuff. People don't know that it comes with creating music if they really want it, if they want a fan base one of these days, if they want to make revenue out of it.
Yeah, then you see the final product instead of like the whole work that you did before.
Yeah, exactly. Some people are just like, damn, like I want to be famous, you know, and. I was like watching this ad recently that it said if you see yourself famous, you need to see yourself the poorest. You know, it's like the mentality. You need to go back and forth. Hey,
shout out to Paul. Back and
forth. You need to go back and forth into like your own, like you're in. Before you reach your mission mentally, you need to think about like how low can I go, you know, and do I accept going that low? Which is a lot of people don't know how to accept, you know. They don't know what from the ground means. They just, you know, like I'm going to do that and I'm going to do it better, you know.
But they don't know how to do it.
But they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to approach it. And they don't know how to like envision themselves working hard for it, I guess. Dude, all of my equipment that I have is like equipment that's been used, you know. Secondhand equipment, yeah. And I'm so lucky to have secondhand equipment. Like, people don't have secondhand equipment at all.
Yeah.
You know? And a lot of those things are my dad's because he used to DJ. So he has a little compressor mic. He has the interface, and boom. And then my little Akai keyboard. It's like you need to know that it comes from small things, you know.
Yeah.
If you're just gonna be a cocky a-hole about it, then go hang out with other cocky a-holes, you know.
Yeah, of course.
You need to know what you really want, and that's it. That's what you can tell anyone really when they start anything new. It's like you just need to know what you want and do it, you know.
And work for it.
And work for it, and don't hurt anyone in the process. Just know that it comes a lot. Like you need to do a lot, you know.
And how you start, like at the beginning, how was your first show? You gotta remember that, like. I guess it's like a first kiss that you never forget about it.
Yeah. Our first, exactly. It was like a kind of like a first kiss. It was in high school, dude. It was in United High School. That's where we had our first shows. We had like I don't know how many shows we played there, but we had a couple. I think the very first show was a car show that there was there. It was a car show and there was a lot of cars and we were able to play there. I think that was the first time we played as a band, and we were so bad. Like it was like It was like I was like, we're so bad. Like, damn. I was like, I don't care. Like, I'm just gonna fucking play.
Just vibing with it.
Yeah, dude. And we knew we liked it. Like we knew this is like what we were gonna do like, a lot of the time. But they weren't as memorable as when we started getting out of school shows.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we were like hitting like other people up, and we were like, hey, can we play shows here? It was at a house show, and people were like fucking getting drunk and shit, and we were like, oh, you know. We were like
fresh out of high school. Like.
Yeah, fresh out of high school, and we just went. We went to go play, and that's it. You know, we didn't go there to do anything else but just to play music, and come back to our house, and practice the next day, and play show another day, and come back, go to school.
Great dedication.
Yeah, it was just pure dedication, and it's been like that, you know. But it's just weird with this coronavirus stuff. I hate it. Anyway, we
Stay
just
home, yo.
do it, bro. But yeah, those shows were really memorable. The first shows, they were our first audience was the school people, or ourselves. It was like the students and stuff.
Yes, the ones that were passing by.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, dude. And I don't know if you ever catched us. I don't know if you remember, but people would like we.
were always like you played out of the cafeteria.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, I remember.
We would play out of the cafeteria, and then we would actually play some shows in the stage.
Okay.
But those were like not our bands. It was like supposed to be like covers about.
Okay, gotcha. Yes.
But we had like our little people sitting in front of us, like, you know.
Listen to you.
Yeah, and it was like our first audience, and then after that we started playing towards the kitchen a little bit. And people would sit down, people that knew us and our friends and everything, and we felt blessed, you know. That's all we needed. That's all we wanted. It was like just the little audience.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but that's how it started. That's how we put the shows, first ones.
That's great, man. Something else that you want to say before we finish? Something that you want to close with?
There's too much, man. It's been too crazy out here, dude. I don't know, man. I'm just thankful that you do, like, you know, you're interviewing me, because it feels like I lost a little bit of like music is always gonna be there, right? Yes. It's like corny as it sounds, it's always gonna be there for you. But this like virus, this pandemic that's going on, it's also kind of like a mental struggle. And plus, I can't do shows. Like the boys and I can't do shows like the people are, and you know that's what we did. Like that's what we used to do. So it feels super weird, but we're thankful we're alive, you know, and that we still have friends around and shit like that.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so literally just I'm thankful for everything that's going on right now, even though it's like we're burning alive.
Yeah, and I mean, after this pandemic, like when we all have the vaccine, we all wanna like enjoy the life the most. Like after this, the shows are gonna be bombs, and then parties, and just like hanging out with more people.
Yeah.
They're gonna be great.
But yeah, dude, that's the same thing. I think about that every day. It's just like shows and like how we used to live, and you know. But what I want to say to like because I relate mostly to the people who obviously do arts. There's nothing else I do. It's like I just do an art form, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I did start as like skating and like being a hood rat, you know, and like just trying to make the best out of everything. But I think, you know, we just need to tell ourselves that we're alive, and fuck it, like shit's still going on, like, you know.
Fuck it, that's it, that's the word.
Fuck it, we ball, dude. Honestly, like whatever happens fucking happens, you know. Like just keep trying to squeeze in your art form, you know. That if that's what you want to do, try to squeeze it in. Whatever happens. But we gotta stay healthy. Positive. You gotta stay positive as much as like you don't want to. If someone forces it into you, that's bad. But as long as you know you have some positivity in your head, you're good.
That's great.
That's good. That's enough. But yeah, that's what I want everyone to know, you know. And they know this, but still, someone has to say it.
Yes, just to remind them. If they are in the most horrible place to say so, try to think about the positive thing of being there.
Yes.
And once you're in the bottom, there's no lower part.
Exactly.
You just go up.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Exactly. That's good. Yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you, Justin, for coming.
Thank you for having
If you haven't listened to his music, go on Spotify. What platforms? Your music?
Virtual, yeah, anywhere basically, like Apple Music, Pandora, Spotify, YouTube.
Great.
Yeah, everywhere basically.
But,
TikTok.
You're in TikTok?
Yeah.
Jason Derulo.
Yeah, dude, everywhere. Yeah.
All right, man. Thank you for coming, and see you next episode. Ciao.
Bye, guys. Bye.
All right, Justin.
Yes.
I have 3 questions to ask.
Okay.
All right. So I just want to ask him.
Go. I'm all ears.
Okay.
He wasn't recording.
No, I wasn't recording. No.
That was for a reason. That was definitely for a reason.
Okay.
So how what am I?
So I've been seeing your Twitter all over the place.
Yes.
And I just need to ask you something. Are you that? Are you that horny?
That's not me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Second one. So, how did Mission come about?
Mission, yeah. Ow.
You hear Emiliano's voice all this story. Mission.
They sent it to me, and I was like, "Hey, this is kind of dope. Like, it's kind of sad."
It fits my vibe.
Yeah, I was like, hell yeah. I mean, there was no beat, which is kind of like, oh, there's no beat, but there's kind of like percussion on it, and I was like, all right. And they were like, oh, I forgot how the exchange was though. I think they were like, oh, do you want to come out in the song? And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And I did the verse, and she was my mission, dog. I don't know where she went.
Oh my god. It's sip.
Nah, but yeah, pretty cute song. I mean, whatever, you know, it's there in the album. Go listen to it. Starts crying.
Okay, last question.
Back swing.
So, you got any new projects with Links Moon, aka Mano Loco?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna work on a music video.
Okay.
So that's
You got
another one because he's done another video for my first EP, and now this is my third EP. He's gonna make a video for that one, so it's cool, man.
Okay.
Dope.
Okay. Can you tell us what song, or is that a secret?
I haven't even shown the songs.
We're gonna do that right now.
Yeah, we're gonna have an exclusive listening party.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, Mr. Horny Boy.
Thank you. That's my Among Us.
Among Us.
That's horny boy. That's me.
That's me.
At hornyboy.com.
And then you have Glizzy Gobbler, and then you have Coochie Man.
Coochie Man, bro.
I'm done.